Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, this video is gonna be crazy, but
Is it live?
I think it's live now. Hold on.
Let me check. Let me go on. Let me pull up a browser.
Yeah, I just went live now. All right, that's cool. But you guys see the screen. How fake do you have to be at work? And I want to get right to it. I'm Leland, aka Young Revenue. This is Tyrone's here, my co-host. And
How you doing, guys? Ty Jones.
We're gonna get a young lady on the line here. Let me let's see. Connecting. Chris, here we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Christina.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Beautiful. I'm in the basement, live basement studio / workplace. I'm working from home as of right now. You know, Montgomery County's hitting the green phase, so next week I do have to go into the office. So I'm enjoying my last couple of days. How's your day?
I'm good. I actually work from home full time for my full time job, so I have been home for a while now.
Nice.
So you're used to this.
Yeah, I mean it gets pretty dull, but now it's like it's not that bad. I mean everything's kind of closed early anyway, or not fully open, so it hasn't been too much of a bother.
Right.
Nice. So yeah, let's get right to it. So today's topic. First of all, thank you again for being part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is episode 1. So things are a little shaky. I really commend you on just jumping ahead right away. You were one of the first people that responded to me. So
no worries. That's how you just got to jump into it. If you don't jump into it, you never do something, right?
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do for a living?
So full time, I work doing college admissions for an online university.
Okay.
So I enroll students. I make sure they have the eligibility to start classes. I do our grad level programs. When I'm not doing that, I actually run a side hustle. I'm finishing my esthetician license up. So I run a side hustle doing lash extensions. And before that, I actually did a yoga certification. So I was teaching yoga before COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have to Google what esthetician. I want to Google how to spell esthetician. So how fake do you have to be at work?
Oh, you mean in my real job? My full time?
Go anywhere you want to go.
I think that I find myself being the most fake when I'm at my full-time job. I deal with a lot of students from all over. Our calls are always recorded. We have more meetings than we should, but we have meetings for meetings. So a lot of it is just putting on that smiley face, that high-pitched tone, and trying to just grin and bear it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you learn how to be fake?
I think that you're kind of, as a Black woman, you're taught to be fake from the beginning to blend in.
Let's go. This is what I want to hear. All right. So, and Tyrone, feel free to jump in whenever you want. But
absolutely.
Yes. Go ahead.
No. So I'm listening. So you hit a nerve when you actually being a Black, you actually taught to be fake, and you hit a nerve there, man. That's real. That's real because I can remember from a very young age. You have to act one way when you're around certain folks, and then you can act totally different. And I even observed times when my mother had to handle business. You know what I mean? She had to put on that what we call corporate voice.
Yep.
And then when you're talking to someone else, you can put on your regular voice. So what was the first thing that you learned, or what was the first tool you learned in being fake?
I think like as you said, you learn from your parents. My mother particularly was the first person I picked up on when she would call like customer service or she needed to get something done. Or even when you're in a grocery store, you need to get a rain check for something. She would put that voice on
Right.
to get business done. And I learned that, I guess they call it code switching now, but I learned that at a young age that with certain groups of people, if you want to get ahead or you want to advance in life, you got to act a certain way. So that kind of was like the first thing. So, I learned that. I mean, I went to predominantly when I was younger, like a white private school. So I learned like, and before that,
Okay.
I was in Philly. But before I went to private school, I just acted the way I would around my family. I
Right.
went to the school and learned it was a whole culture shock for me. Like, I learned that, okay, you guys don't listen to the same music I listen to. You guys don't talk the same way I do. So I picked up real quick how to talk, how to act. And sometimes it's funny because I don't think about it, but it'll be hilarious when I'm at work or, somebody finally meets me in real life after talking to me on the phone at work and they're like, oh, you're black. I'm like, yeah, that's my customer service
Right.
voice you've heard for all these like months.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. I always
Yeah.
find it fun when I'm talking to my customer service voice
hmm
and you're talking to a customer service voice and I can tell and I'm like, hey sister,
Yeah.
just to kind of throw it out there.
Yeah. I do that with my students. If I'm talking to them and I got my fake voice on and I figure out, that she's a black woman like me, I'll just suddenly just cut it and be like, so what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do for school? And it's just
Yeah.
real. I mean, it's more real when you can be yourself. It's exhausting and draining to try to be fake at work all day and then go out there and try to do the whole fake thing again in the real world. It's just every day it's just draining.
So let me ask you a question. And would it because you said it's draining, and I can relate to that totally. You know what I mean? I can relate to it from being an entrepreneur and so much stuff that we have to do and so many favors we have to ask other people that has a different complexion than I just to get our foot in the door. But how much at risk do you think your job is if you said, you know what, I'm tired, I'm drained, I just want to be myself? How much at risk do you think your job would be?
I think it depends on the culture of the job. I've worked in jobs in the past where I would be, the only black female or only minority within the office. And if you have a bad day, or I just like was myself, not chatty, just kind of, being real about things, like I'm having an off day, guys. It depends. Like I've worked with white females where that was perceived as me being, she's just being mean today or she's being really rude. And I'm just having a bad day. Like we're human. I have a bad day. But when I've worked with a mixed, diverse office, mostly people of color get it. Like they'll be like, oh, she's just having a day. Like take your day, girl. And then, come back tomorrow. You'll be fine. But it can be at risk. I mean, I've had rough periods in my life where it was just things going on outside the office that I'm dealing with. And, I may not be as bubbly or as, happy as somebody wants me to be. But, I've been pulled aside for that and be like, well, you know what? The team has just said that you're not yourself and you're not really. And I'm like, what? Like, why do I have to
they pulled you aside?
Yeah, I actually
because you weren't bubbly enough.
Yeah, I left one job because it just got like I was just going through something in my personal life, and it was just like I got pulled aside about that, and I'm just like, are you serious? I've gotten in the past written up. Now I'm not a troublemaker. I'm always one being early, stay late, do what's needed, but I've gotten written up in the past because I've had one of my white colleagues complained that I just looked intimidating to her and I sounded intimidating. So HR pulled me in the office to talk to me about it.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's tiring. It can be absolutely exhausting. I think if you're especially a black person, it's tiring. But when you're a black woman, it's just like I don't know. It just, you're not supposed to have an off day.
Yeah, that's unreal, man. That kind of pressure. Do you think it plays? We definitely we talk about health and mental health on the job for Black women and anyone of that complexion, Black women and Black men for that matter, but especially Black women who, they have a lot on their plate that they deal with and the burdens that they carry every day, just in natural life alone. Do you think that kind of pressure can hinder or contribute? Contribute to the health that we see deteriorating in us today, as far as that kind of pressure?
Absolutely. I definitely think that is something that we as a people are kind of taught, like, to try to quell our emotions. We're taught to kind of just power through it. Like, I was raised by a single mother who, for the first 10 years of my life was on welfare. And then when she got off welfare, she worked 3 jobs back to back just to kind of make ends meet. But she was always like, that was just instilled in her. And then it was instilled in me, like, you got to keep pushing through things. So there's no time to sit back and kind of, analyze how you feel. There's no time to kind of, have a woe is me kind of day. Like, you can have it, but you need to just forget it and just keep doing what you got to do. And I think that's essentially something that we kind of do, and it's harmful. I mean, I don't know any other group of people, that kind of, I mean, maybe Asians kind of they work hard too, but like, I think for us, we're just always taught, like, you just have to pick yourself up and keep going, which is fine. But at the same point, we don't ever really face our emotions. We don't really acknowledge how we're really feeling, or we need help with something. We're kind of just like, well, whatever, like, I got to still do this, or I got to get to my other job or whatever. Like, it's, and I think Black women especially were taught that, to kind of just hold everything together for everybody. And it's just detrimental for our health.
Now do you come home to take care of children yet? Or is that something that you deal with yet?
No, I have fur kids. I call them my fur kids, but
okay.
I come home, like, for me, it wasn't kids. I have friends who have kids and everything, but for me, it was just going through like a divorce. Kind of, I bought a house. I was trying to, get myself situated, readjust to my new life. And, at the same point, you're going to therapy to try to, get some healing done, like, kind of pull yourself together and get out of your funk. But I mean, I was working 2 jobs to try to manage myself. I was in school. I didn't always have a great, like, time period in my life. Like, it was just, I would go to work, be exhausted, do homework, and still trying to handle myself emotionally. And it was like, at that point, I wasn't allowed when I was at my old job going through all this, like, I wasn't allowed to have a bad day. Like, I had to still smile. I had to still appease everybody in the office. And it took a toll on me. I mean, I went to therapy. I remember I had to go to a dermatologist. I broke out on my face. Like, I never had that issue. There was just so much stress that I just was getting sickly from it.
Well, I want to challenge you to something, and I definitely want you to be heard. So you don't have to listen to any of that. But I do this every once in a while. And when I get back into the office, I'm going to do it at least once a week. Go a whole 8, 9, 10 hours, whatever you work, and not smile all day. Just to let people know, hey, I feel like a lot of us get our kindness taken for weakness. And just the audacity to come to me to say, you're not bubbly enough when I'm getting my work done. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I want to play something for you right quick, if you don't mind.
No, you're fine.
I just want to clap it up for you. That's a round of applause. I just want to clap it up for you. Because you know what, man, that's serious. That's serious, and what you're touching on something very personal. And the fact is that we don't have a lot of outlets that where we can talk about this. And mental health is so under talked about, is so under dealt with. And the workplace and the work environment, I feel like, is really contributing to the deterioration of mental health. Because again, they don't provide adequate resources for us to have someone to talk to without our jobs feeling like they're in jeopardy, or without us looking like, oh man, she's getting ready to lose it, or he's getting ready to be the angry black woman or the angry black man that just snaps out.
Right.
You know, but I don't know the last angry black person that, you know, came through and did some damage at the job. I know some other people that might.
right.
You know.
Yeah, that's one thing I would like to dispel that stigma. And not to say that, oh, we're not angry. No, we deserve to be angry. You're scared, so what? You know, that's what I really would love by the end of my life, to dispel that stigma. Angry black woman, oh well, you have to learn to deal with it.
And I think a lot of it, like I was saying, it goes back to how we're raised. And if you think about it, when you're raised in a black household, when you are going through something, what's the one thing your grandmama says, your mom says? Pray on it. That's all they say. Pray on it, which is fine. You know,
pray on it.
But that's not going to help me with depression right now. That's not going to help me when I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. That's not going to help me, you know, in every situation. I can pray on it all I want, but sometimes I need to talk to somebody who's trained to help me with this if I'm going through a crisis. And that's a lot.
And grandma probably needed to talk to someone too.
They did. They just, I mean, we were just always taught to just keep it to yourself, pray on it, go to church, and it'll get better. Which, you know, that's fine. You know, everybody believes, you know, whatever you believe in, but that's not the answer for everything. I mean, I don't know. In my family, it took a while for like my aunts, my mom, and them to even go to therapy. Like, it was just so shunned. Like, if you go to therapy, oh, something wrong with you. Like, she must be crazy, or something's going on, or you're
that's
not
so true. That's so true. Well, one of the first things that I got involved with being an entrepreneur that really lead me to the next level. One of the first things I was really, really successful in, I became a life coach. I became a life coach. I took all the certifications and everything like that. And I was surprised, not the point of how many people didn't want the coaching or didn't want the therapy. They were afraid to take it. Just of what you said, of how you look, we shun at that kind of thing, you know, to take coaching or take therapy, you know, we look at it like we're weak, you know, or we're less than what we're supposed to be because we take therapy. And I want to dispel that. That is not the case. You need someone to talk to sometimes. Sometimes you just need a person to vent to, like, hey, I don't want to talk. I just want to let it all out. Sometimes you need somebody to really talk to and work through some issues that we're going through. And it doesn't make you any less of a person. It actually makes you stronger. It makes you a better person to be able to do that. And being a life coach has really helped me tremendously because, you know, still sharpens still. So every person that I meet and every person I have an opportunity to talk with, like you know, there's something in this conversation that's helping me. And hopefully there's something that I give in this conversation that helps you and lead in the same way. And this is what community, when back in the day, they used to have a saying, it takes a village to raise a child, right? And that's that community help that somewhere along the line we lost that ability. Or we, like you say, just pray on it and keep it to yourself and keep moving. Or they're saying everything's not for everybody. You know what I mean? So, man, hats off to you, honestly.
Yeah. Will you? I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you willing to microwave fried chicken in the break room?
You know what? I am willing to do that.
Minus Thanksgiving Day.
What I won't microwave in the break room is I learned my lesson. Collard greens.
Oh, you stuck up the break room with the collard greens?
I learned.
That was bold.
My mom had made dinner one Sunday, and I had leftovers, and I learned my lesson because
Didn't even think about it.
didn't think
Just
about
popped it in there like it was a hot pocket.
Yep, I did. Can't do that
Did
anymore.
they say anything to you, or did they just give you a crazy look?
You know, I think that I just like ran out the break room when nobody was in there, and I just let it air out. Like I wasn't even going to own up. So I went back to my office and closed the door and just hid in there. There are certain things I won't do. Like I went to many years ago. They had some kind of luncheon and learn thing, and it was like catered. It was nice, and they had like a buffet and stuff that you could do, and they had ribs there, and those ribs looked amazing. I didn't get them because I was one of the only Black people, and I was like, if I get ribs, they're all gonna stare and be like, of course she got the ribs.
Of course she got the ribs.
Man,
you know that is so crazy.
Yeah, that's how fake we gotta be.
Man, what did you eat instead? What did you eat instead?
I grabbed a salad or something because I was sitting with a group of white people just talking, so I just grabbed.
You didn't eat that buffalo chicken dip, did you?
Oh my God, I wish I could have got something like that.
The buffalo chicken dip, that's a white potluck special.
Oh, I don't eat potlucks. I was raised better. I don't eat the potlucks.
Man, so you passed up on the ribs.
I did.
Do you think they put the ribs there because you was there?
You know, it was like me and like one other Black person that whole lunch and learn. I was like, if they ain't getting ribs, I'm not getting them either. Like I have nobody to back me up on this.
That's sad, man. That's sad. That's sad.
So what you have your own business, 2 businesses, right?
I do. I'm the side hustle queen. I swear. It's always. I don't know if it's because my mom always was a worker, and I just always had it in me. Like I think that, and probably the fact that so many of us we're just in careers that are just not fulfilling.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, this is an opportunity to promote. Well, what are you doing?
So like I was saying before, I was teaching yoga, and I got into the yoga from divorce. I always practiced it in college, but I needed an outlet when I was going through my divorce. So I went back to yoga, and I was just practicing. And I think the moment I decided to do the teacher training was I looked around the studio, and as always, there was nobody Black there. I'm always the only Black person doing yoga. So I wanted to become a teacher. I found it healing. I found it a way to, de-stress. And I wanted to let others, like myself, feel comfortable when they went to class. Like, I don't know how many times I walk in the yoga studio and there's a white teacher, which is fine, but it'd be nice to see somebody like myself. And it was eye-opening because after doing it, so many of my friends and everything, they would tell me like I would never go to a yoga studio because I'm not skinny, or the teacher is a thin white girl or something, or I'm not comfortable in that environment. So it was eye-opening because I figured that if somebody saw somebody else that looked like them, maybe that could help break down barriers. So I was teaching that for East Norriton Township. I used to do their summer yoga series in the park. So now I teach on Sundays at 10 a.m. on Facebook Live, charity for the elderly. So,
nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. And then finally at 34, I decided that I was going to fulfill my dream. I tried to drop out of school when I was at Temple in my undergrad years to go to cosmetology school. My mom said no. So I finally decided to go back to school, and I finished my undergraduate and my graduate. I decided to just finally do what I wanted to do and just be an esthetician. So I'm focusing on that. I did certification for lashes. I'm finishing up my license and sitting for my board in August. So I'm excited. It's just the time to kind of.
Wow! So you're going to take the state board test?
I am.
Good.
Just remember, if you drop the comb, don't pick it up, okay? Just pick it up. Just move on to the next one. Get the new one.
Oh, I've been in some questionable salons in the past. The best ones are where somebody gets you a Chinese food order and sells you 2 DVDs.
Yeah, you know how that go.
That's good. That leads into a question I had. How do Black clients treat Black business owners in your?
I haven't had this experience, but I know I'm in a lot of Facebook groups where there are other Black professionals, and a lot of people have complained about the expectation of discounts.
Yeah.
I find family is the one that tries to get over me with discounts or free.
Family.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but I see a lot of that complaint, and I understand it, but then I don't understand it because you're supporting a small business. So if the price is not what you want, you could find another business, that meets that need.
Right.
Yeah.
that's
Do you think
family.
that's a race thing, or is that just a family thing?
I don't know. I sit there and I try to think about it some days because, I see these complaints about, my prices are my prices and don't ask me for a discount. I think that we don't take in consideration that it's not a Walmart, it's not a Target. These aren't mass
Right.
things. A lot of people are shelling out money to try to, create their products or offer services. So it's going to be a little bit of a higher price point. But I think for a Black small business owner, it's harder to try to relay why your prices are the way they are.
Right.
As people, if it was a white, entrepreneur on Etsy or something, or online selling something for high, most people are not going to argue because they're like, oh, it's one of a kind, or this person handmade it, or I think there's just a lack of understanding on our end of what that person had to do to provide this item or service to you.
And I want to say something. And because I heard you mention it earlier, and then I had to actually help myself being a full-time entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
I had to help myself by stop using a word, and it's a word that you said earlier, and it starts with the H, and that is hustle. Hustle. We have to stop using that word, and the reason why we have to stop using that word is because mostly anyone that really understands that word is coming from our place, our family, our background, right? And when they hear a hustle, they think it's a hustle. It's a 5-finger discount. I don't pay the same amount as I would if I went to a regular shop. And that boils my blood because here I am, have the same exact service, do the same exact thing, right? And I will charge you the same amount as if you went to the Chinese folks down the street or the Arabs around the corner. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or the white person downtown. And I could charge you the same amount, but you will come to me and expect me to give you a discount. Expect me to give 50% off, 75% off, 80% off. That's what you would expect. But if you went to someone else's place of business, you wouldn't even ask if they had a coupon.
That's a good point.
That's because we surround our entrepreneurial skills we surround our skills around that word hustle, and we put that word hustle around it. And sometimes it comes back and bites us in the butt because people feel like what we doing is a hustle and it's not a career. What you're doing, you're creating a career. That's what you're creating. That's what it is. It's nothing less than that.
That's true.
You start there and you build it to an enterprise. This is my start. This is an investment that I made. This is a job, a career that I'm building, and hopefully one day I build it to an enterprise. But I will never cheapen. Well, I'm gonna say never, but I've learned not to cheapen the things that I want to do, and I strive to do with the word hustle. Vocabulary is everything. Perception is reality, and I never understood that. And in my little bit of days working on a 9-to-5, that was a saying that I never understood. But as I got older, I started to grasp the understanding of it. And my director used to say, because I used to come in and I used to bang my work out. I was a admission specialist for a hospital, right? So I used to come in, I bang all my missions out and get it all done, and I have nothing else to do. So I'm just sitting there twiddling my thumbs while everybody else is drenched in work because they worked in the ER department, and then they would complain, oh, he's not doing this and he's not doing that. All my work done. But my director used to say, Ty, listen, perception is reality. If they perceive that you're not doing anything or you're not holding your end up, then that's the reality that your world will become. And I'm like, man, that's not the case though. But all my work I don't understand that. That's nonsense. It's not the truth. But as I got older, I understand perception is reality because you have to deal with how people view you.
That's
if
true.
They view your business as a hustle, then I can't be mad if I allowed them to have that perception of my business as a hustle. I can't be mad if they treat me like a hustler. Instead of buying my DVD for $15, now you want 2 for $20. I came in like a hustler.
Yeah, they because they want to hustle you.
They want to hustle. You got to hustle a hustler.
Yeah, right.
But if I come in, my business cards, right? You know what I mean? I take $125 and start an LLC. You know what I mean? I get the right paperwork. It don't cost me nothing to get an EIN number. I go online. I fill out my articles of organization. I take that in and get me a bank account. Don't cost you nothing. Now you can't treat me like that. So just that little investment into yourself, just to solidify yourself, not a hustler, but a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, a business owner, not a hustler. That's you know what I mean? And then that will start to change the perception.
That's true. And I honestly, I'm glad you brought that up because it is something we don't think about within our culture. I think that what causes us to feel like the word hustle is, legit a business is the fact that we've always, everybody had an uncle who had a side hustle. Yeah. Everybody got a mama who got,
hustle man.
She might be doing hair on the side or something like that. Yeah. It was always an admirable trait. Like, oh, well, she's bringing in money, whatever way she can, or he's making the money. Like, it was always admirable. But when you do go out there in the real world, when we leave our little cultural bubble, when we go out there in the real world, we say hustle, and everybody's looking at us like, oh, you got like a little gig or something? Like, this is what you're doing.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But it is true. Perception is everything. And I think I learned that the first time around, even with teaching yoga. Like, I just, went out there, I would offer everybody like, oh yeah, I'll teach you. Usually it's $60 for a private lesson, but you can't afford that. I'll do it for 20 for you. Like, and then you just start spreading yourself thin. Like, I remember at some point I was just running back and forth teaching people, and I'm like, how much gas are you burning? How much? Right. Like, you have to prepare a lesson plan for this person. This person's telling you they got hip problems. All right, now you got to create something for them to do for that. Or this person's stressed out. Like, I learned the hard way, what I did wrong. And then the second time around, even with doing like with esthetician school and doing like eyelash extensions and stuff, like I've learned like, man, like I gotta get a website now. I had an LLC back in the day, for my old businesses, but I'm like, I gotta get business cards. I gotta get a website created. I gotta buy, quality products. And then when people want to come at me, my price is like, look, this is what it is. Like, I spent X amount of dollars for the lashes for you. I spent X amount of dollars for my training. You're paying for my education is being used in this. And I'm starting to see that now, like, there's no point in cheapening myself because I'm spending time, money, and, resources to provide quality service. So why wouldn't you pay this price? Why wouldn't you pay the person that's trained versus the person who's just doing it, like you said, as a hustle? No training whatsoever.
And that's what they see. Unfortunately, our people, when they see us as business owners, unfortunately, we have to work our way in their viewpoint as a business owner and not just a hustle, or this is what he do on the side. Like, for instance, I do life coaching. And also with life coaching, I build websites. I build websites and digital media and marketing and all that kind of stuff. And again, I go to some of my own folks, and they will try to sell you out your drawers, to pay $50 for a website. You go to any digital marketing company, and if you had a website built, anybody that knows, you go to any digital marketing company that builds website, you're not getting a website less than $1,000 anywhere.
Yep.
customly built.
Hmm.
Not talking about on GoDaddy. I'm talking about built, coded from ground up. Not anywhere less than $1,000, but they'll offer you $100. So I'll do it for $100. Give me $100. I'll build me for $100. That's what they do, and it's real. You know what I mean? It's so real. I've seen it, man. I've seen it. I've been through it, and like you said, we spent money to learn how to have these skills. Like I had to spend money to learn how to build websites, to learn how to do the coding and the analytics and all of that kind of stuff. The coaching, I had to spend money to learn how to do the right techniques and sharpen my skills up so I can be a better coach. Because if this is something I want to do and I'm passionate about it, I'm really, really passionate about life coaching. And it's something I want to do, then I have to build myself up so I can be good to other people, you know? But what happens is if you start going down that path, like you said, $20 here, then $20 there, and instead of charging your full amount, it does not, you do not recoup what you put in. And two, which is probably more important, not only are you not recouping what you put in, but you're not getting enough to continue to build yourself even bigger and better. So it kind of is like a vicious cycle. Like you keep yourself right there in that position. You know what I mean? Because more money come in, then you can do better websites or better advertising or better marketing and a better branding, which then you can charge more and build yourself up even higher. But if you keep yourself down at that level, then it's kind of like a rat race. You stay right there.
That's true.
It's a question for both of y'all thinking about. I've gone on many interviews in my lifetime, and as a manager, I've done many. And there's two major words that keep popping in my head that I feel like they conflict. One is company culture, and the other is diversity. Can you have both, or are they kind of clashing?
You can have diversity, and diversity is going to dictate what the company culture is. Now, the problem I found with the diversity and company culture is who's leading it. Well, if your chief diversity officer is a white guy named Neil, you probably ain't gonna, you ain't gonna see that diversity. Yeah, you're gonna get that culture, and I think that's a problem when you do go on interviews. When I go on an interview, I like them to take me on a tour around the place, like to show me around. Because if I don't see too many, folks, different minorities, different ethnicities, like even just a number of women versus men, that may not be the culture that I feel comfortable in.
Yeah, I've been on both sides of the interview desk, like I said. And let's say a good candidate comes in, and I'm not interviewing by myself. Maybe it's a director, I'm a sales manager or a director. And at the end of the interview, there's just been times where it was a black woman, clear, she was out of college, but she had some experience, and everything on paper looked good. Her demeanor was cool to me, and me and the person I'm working with, they'll use the excuse, not sure if they're going to be the right company culture fit. Yeah,
I hate
the
that.
right fit. I feel like that is just, I don't know. When I hear it now, I learn, but when I hear culture, the right fit, that's kind of cold word for we just going to be white and what we say is.
Man, this is one of the reasons why I went full time. I can't stand that. I can't stand it, man. I can't. It does something to me. Like, if I'm qualified for the position, right? Which qualifications for a position to me means absolutely nothing. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to come in and you're going to tell me to take everything that I've learned and everything that I have and throw it away. Because I'm going to show you how we do it here.
True.
True. That's how it is. My undergraduate degree was in public relations. So when I was graduating, I wanted to work in a marketing firm. I wanted to do public relations so bad. That is the whitest industry I've ever seen.
It is.
I went on several interviews, and it was
Wow.
always the same. It's just not a good fit, or you would look at the like you would look at who they hired or who works in the office, and my name's not Becky. I don't have blonde hair or blue eyes. I don't come from a well-to-do family. I don't have connections. And it would just be constant rejection, despite how many internships, despite the grades, despite the classes, despite, your portfolio of work. And I mean, I like we were saying, like, I don't, that's why I kind of just wanted to transition eventually and work for myself. I've been laid off from a position. I won't say names, but I worked for a nonprofit, raising money, met goals. I mean, I was able to write articles. I did grants. I did all kinds of stuff. Met a goal in 6 months of what I was supposed to raise. I got let go, and the exact words from both of my superiors who were white, "You're just not a good fit for what we need right now."
That's
and
ridiculous.
When I found my replacement, when I found out who it was a white family friend they had.
Yeah, right.
It's ridiculous. You know what? It's ridiculous, and everything happens for a reason. That's and this show is about business. It's about work environment. But I will tell you this: everything happens for a reason. And on the business side, me and you will talk outside of here, because I just had a really, really important conversation with a young lady that does nonprofit work all down the southern corridor, the Bible Belt, and they really ready to ratchet up to the next level. And we talked and asked me to come on as a partner, actually start to build something together, me and her. And so, everything happens for a reason. Once I get some more information, definitely love to fill you in and see what you think, if it's something you're interested in. But stuff like that doesn't go unanswered. And I'm a firm believer in it. But again, being an entrepreneur is some of the reason why I removed myself out of that environment. I've seen it, I felt it, I know what it feels like. I don't like it. I just don't like it. And like we were talking the other day, being in that kind of it literally makes me sick. It makes me nauseous. Like I used to go to work and punch a clock, man, and I would be like, my life can't be this. Like it can't be over for me. Like,
Todd started having flashbacks and throwing punches like Cuba Gooding and his in the hood.
It's so soul draining. And I think that the thing is that for most people our age, they're starting to wake up and realize that just having that title, just working for that company, it's not always fulfilling. It's, for our parents and even their parents, I think that what they were instilled is you go to a company, you stay there till you retire, pension. But times have changed. The companies are more competitive. They want qualifications like crazy, but they don't want to pay you what you're worth.
Right.
And you're no longer there till you retire. It's basically you're a commodity for them. You're just, you can be replaced.
And the CEOs, they jump around company to company. So
they sure
I gave up feeling bad about leaving for another situation. Because I've seen several CEOs, presidents, vice presidents, they go into a better situation all the time.
They don't have no loyalty. And that was when I understood that, like this company has no loyalty to me at all. And then you'll be working for a company for a couple years and you're like, man, no, I'm good. I ain't gonna leave them high and dry like that. Listen, so much that you won't even take a day off that you built the hours for. You've got 8, 9, 10, 12, 30 sick days, 20 personal days, and you're going to work snot nose, bubble guts, and everything. Say, no, I can't leave them like that.
No, I can't. Yeah. I got this stack of work. No one else in the world be able to do it.
Right. I'm confused.
Not eating your lunch at your desk. You should walk away. Like, I just be notorious for that.
They have no loyalty to you. Even the people that work for the company that's in charge of keeping you straight don't have loyalty to the company.
No, they got their resumes out there too.
Yeah, they constantly putting out their resumes on Indeed and Monster and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
constantly. And don't let something come up. They out of there. They gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? And what I've learned is that without being an entrepreneur dealing with and starting to work my way up from when I first started to working with higher level of people and companies, that they will actually threaten to leave just to start a negotiation for pay increase.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's like the NBA.
Right. And they have no intentions on leaving.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got no intentions on leaving, but watch this. I'm about to negotiate a 4% raise on a salary that's already pushing damn near 7 figures.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Christina, I'm gonna give you the last word. Me and Tyrone want to stay on and get another guest in here. Anything? First of all, I do want you to promote your business, whatever that you have out there.
Please.
Let people know how they can find you. Keep in mind, we're
Not
not
your
talking
hustle,
to just people that
your
are
business.
listening right now. Yes, not just people that we're not talking to just people that are listening right now. But we're talking about people that are going to be listening in the future.
Yeah, so you can find my Facebook for yoga. I still am teaching the summer yoga, so Chakras Yoga by Christina, and then
Chakras Yoga by Christina.
Chakras Yoga by Christina, and if you are interested in lash extensions, because I'm trying to just incorporate the whole holistic overall wellness kind of thing, but you can find me at sageandopalbeauty.com.
Amazing.
Sage and Opal Beauty.
Say it one more time.
sageandopalbeauty.com.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank
you. You're in the Norristown area, right?
I am. Norristown High grad.
Nice.
No.
All right. Well, thank you again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, as we keep doing this show, feel free to call in whenever you want, and we'd love to have you on.
I am. I will definitely keep in contact, promote and everything. I'll let people know to tune in. And I learned, I'm not saying that hustle word anymore. We're done with that word.
There we go. Great takeaway.
That's it.
Yeah, we're done with that word.
Purpose of the show. We're gonna
cancel
get better.
Hustle. Hustle's canceled for 2020.
Nice.
All right, it was a pleasure.
Same here, guys.
Yes.
You guys have a good night.
All right, you too as well.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. All right, then we have Miss Lisa. We have Miss Lisa in the lobby.
Okay.
We have a Miss Lisa in the lobby waiting to come in.
Really? I don't. Okay. Can you bring her in? I'm not seeing her. You still there? Ty, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, she just texted me. She let me know she's
she's on her way.
She's on the Zoom.
Okay.
She's in the Zoom lobby, so you have to just let her in.
She's in there, right? Well, okay. I don't see her in there yet. Let me know. I'm looking in the participants, so I was trying to get someone else in. But yeah, that was a great call.
That was a great call. That was phenomenal. Christina's great. She's amazing, and you could tell she has a lot of experience. I'm excited for everything that she's going to accomplish, man. I really am. She has a good vibe. So I wish her the best, and I thank her again for joining us in the time that she did.
Yeah, and I have one of her clients. She was in the room. We were I was trying to get my technical issues done, so I'm trying to get her back on, but she can't do it.
She's in a lot. She said she's just waiting to be let in.
Really?
Really?
Maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. Can you? You're not a mod. I don't know. See if there's something that you can see.
Maybe you can make me the host.
All right.
Maybe I can let her in that way.
How do I? Okay, do I click on your name?
Yeah, and then 3
make
dots.
Host. Okay, you're the host now.
Okay. All right, let's see if I can find her. Screens.
Now, this one, while you're doing that, this one company I was with in Cincinnati, we were selling blank T-shirts. Big company that sold blank T-shirts. The companies had print on them. So I've been with the company for few years. Moved up the ranks from sales rep to sales manager. Then they just weren't paying me right. And, I was asking them several times for a raise. And plenty of people getting more money. I was letting them know, even though it was a commission-based job, they were kind of playing around with my commission and my goals and stuff. So I let them know over the course of a couple months of what's going on. And so I go in. I was ready to give them my resignation letter. I don't do 2 weeks because in the sales industry, I learned sometimes you get 2 weeks and they say you can just go home. So plus I've been telling them for 2 months it's time for this stuff of pain. So I go in. I'm ready to hand in my resignation letter. I already packed up half my stuff, most of my stuff, and there's an emergency meeting, mandatory meeting as soon as I get in. So I'm like, all right, let's see what this is about, then I'll do it. Happened to be the same day the founder and president of the company announced that he's resigning.
What?
Yeah. Rich guy, tons of money. He said, yeah, I'm resigning. The company's going to be under different leadership now. And, he's taking this big piece of cake and walking home. So I felt absolutely not, that took any little bit of guilt I had completely out the door. And I was like,
Right.
Yeah. Everyone's just doing the self. Everyone's just doing what's best for them and their families. And that's what I'm going to do with no shame.
Right. And that's the next, when we finally get this next caller on, I definitely want to ask, I want to ask, the way we've been raised, especially in our community, does it teaches us to have a false sense of loyalty, especially to these companies, that when we finally get hired, and because we've been fighting so long, even if it's subconsciously fighting so long to feel like we've been accepted, and when we get hired, that feels like a state of exception, being accepted.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Based on how we've been raised, does it gives us do it contribute to us having a false sense of loyalty to these companies, even though a lot of times we're underpaid and overworked, and even stops us from going out and trying to find something better.
Yeah, being accepted by the majority society, being accepted by the corporations is huge. It's something that's pushed on everyone. Go to school so you can go to school again so that you can graduate and be accepted. So we're taught that at a very early age. Being part of the in crowd, being desirable by corporate America is a good thing. And then, even taking race off the table, I think, that's something that's taught to almost all of us.
Right.
I hope I'm doing all right with the Zoom thing. I did have two people in here earlier. I hope none of them get kicked out.
I really don't. She says she's in the lobby, and I don't.
Make sure she has the right. You said maybe you send that invite link, because I know I had the wrong meeting information, and I had to give it to you verbally at one point.
Yeah, I just sent her the link.
Okay.
I sent her an invitation from Zoom. Oh, shit.
companies have these diversity group, which is
Oh, there
more
it is.
admirable. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Just saw something flip. Hey,
Hey! There she go.
okay. She's
All right, it's
got to
connecting to audio. Just give us a few minutes to go
Okay.
connect to the audio. It says
Yeah, she can't connect.
S10 is connecting to audio.
Okay. Okay.
So I guess it just needed a little time. Connecting to audio. S10 is connecting to audio. So I guess it might just have to secure a connection. All right, there she goes.
All right, here we go. All right. State your name, where you from.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we can hear
loud
you
and clear.
good, see you good.
Yeah, I'm still at work, but I said, look, let me just chime on in. I heard the call. I heard the young lady that just spoke. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
No problem. I'm here in
Yeah.
Arlington, Texas, holding it down.
Okay. Okay.
Calling from Texas. Big time.
And what's your name?
My name is Felicia Williams.
Felicia?
Everybody call me Miss Lisa, Mama Lisa. Hey.
Okay.
That's Mama
Okay.
Lisa right there.
Well, okay. So your family, or it seems like everybody. I feel like I'm just got invited to the cookout. I just got my plate. I'm sitting down now. I'm trying to figure out how everyone knows everyone else.
No. So Mama Lisa is definitely, she's a neighbor of mine.
Okay.
Highly motivated, highly motivated.
Okay.
One of the best entrepreneurs I know. Hustle all day and all night. Not hustle, but work.
Take that word away.
Take that word away.
Yeah. You can't run a hustle in 2020.
But build business, entrepreneur, and a straight and strictly professional at all costs and all measures. And it's been an honor to get to know her and everything that she's accomplishing, everything that she wants to do, and everything that hopefully at some point in time me and her will work to do and grow and be big in.
Okay. It was Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa or Alicia?
Miss Lisa.
Miss Lisa. Okay. Well, tell the world what you do.
Hey, I am a hairstylist. I've been a hairstylist for close to 30 years. I started writing a book. I haven't finished yet, Secret Behind the Seats. And it mostly touch on, stylists and barbers and what we go through. A lot of times people downplay our profession. At the same time, get that baby. At the same time, our profession is like, a doctor, a lawyer.
Yeah.
I went to school that long, but at the same time, our profession is just as important as the next person.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
just talking to other stylists, barbers, understanding what people go through. All stylists and barbers have not went to jail, not locked up. Not in poverty, but we are creative people that love our gift that God has created us to give back to our community, our family, our friends. I know the lady touched on, and I wish I could chime in and say something there, but she touched on how in the Black community, how we get lowballed.
Yes.
And a lot of times it comes from our families, our friends, and it's because they don't respect us or respect our gift or our talents, or either they feel like they should get what you call a hookup.
Yeah,
and
the
so
homie
I
hookup.
had to even educate my own family that the universe don't relate to hookups. And so when you out trying to get a hookup from somebody, you are really messing up the universe and seed time and harvest. You're gonna get a harvest, but it won't be the harvest that you deserve.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
You
true.
taking
And
it
so
to a spiritual level.
yes, yes. The name of my
Right.
business is Hands of the Anointed. God changed the
Wow.
name of my business from Lisa's Creation to Hands of the
Hands of the
Anointed
anointed.
and told me
Wow.
I work for him and not for myself anymore. I said, okay.
Okay.
That's it. Now see,
Yeah. Yeah.
I can get down with that type of employee, brother. That I can be that kind of employee.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Working.
Yeah,
Yeah. Working
that kind of
for.
employee, I will clock
Oh
in.
yeah.
I'm clocking in, and I ain't clocking out. I'm cool. I do all the overtime.
I ain't taking no lunch break.
Hello. And know that
Yeah.
it's strictly ministry. We think that being a hairstylist or a barber is just, okay, I'm about to, get paid. I'm about to get this $20, $50, $100 on this, hairstyle or haircut. Oh, baby, it's deeper than that. And what I have to also teach and educate people on a client versus a customer.
Mm,
Okay.
A
Come on. Yeah. Give us a
client
game on that.
is one that you build relationship with. A customer coming to get a product and leave out.
that's
Right.
it.
So I
Right.
have clients that sit in my chair and we share experiences. We're relational with one another. I mean, I'm still doing clients when I was in beauty school.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells a lot about me
Right.
Yeah.
and my, and who I am as an individual, as a person, as a business owner. It tells a whole lot about me, and what I represent and who I am.
Yes.
Versus
Wow.
you just sitting in my chair, getting a hairstyle, getting a haircut, and see you later, bye.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's deeper than that. It's
Right.
really deeper than that. And when you put God first in your life, in your business, to govern your business, everything else will line up on line, precept upon precept, and baby, it will work itself out. This hair industry have been good to me and my family.
Right.
Even when I went through some, hard times in life,
Right.
they have became my friends, they have became my family, and I have became others' family and friends that they didn't have or they didn't get along with their family and friends. So yeah.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
what you say, in other words, hair is the least thing that you do.
Yes.
That's the very least thing that you do. And
Yes.
that's a blessing. That's a beautiful thing to be able to evolve an industry that the primary thing is set. The primary thing is someone comes to you to be beautified, to get their hair done, and that's it. That's what that industry has set. It says a lot to me that when you can take an industry that's set like that, and you can evolve, not change it, but evolve it into something so much more and something so much powerful that now your sessions are not just about hair. The sessions are actual clinical sessions. They are actual coaching and therapeutic sessions.
Yeah.
You should go get your doctor and become Dr. Lisa.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Speak that thing into existence because I receive it now. I believe
Dr.
it.
Minister.
And it's so true because, you never know what a person is actually going through when they sit in the chair.
Right.
I've heard all kind of stuff. And that's when God dropped that in my spirit to name that book, Secret Behind the Seats. Some things you may have to take to the grave with you. Some things that you can, coach a person through. And I'm talking about when I tell you lives are transformed, not change, but transformed where they're not the same. The way they came in, they leave out differently.
Right.
Wow.
And
When you
it's powerful within itself.
Yeah, when you said the book title, that grabbed me right away. That hit me like a ton of bricks. Secrets.
Yes.
I wrote it down. Secrets behind the seats.
Yes, sir.
I want the book, and then after that, I want the movie. You can speculate who you want to play you.
Yes. And I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Whenever I share that, the first thing people say, girl, that sounds like a movie and a good movie.
Yeah.
One time I remember doing a client hair and she was sitting in the chair and she was having some issues and she wanted to leave her husband, bye sweetie, wanted to leave her husband, just all kind of stuff. But it was a disconnect between her and her father. And the way she seen her father, that's the same way she treated her husband. And when I coached her through those spaces, she was like, I mean, very emotional. When she came in, her mind was made up. But when she left out, her mind was transformed.
Wow.
Because everybody don't have to, throw in the towel and give up on a thing when they have invested in it. When you have investment in it, like I told, y'all gonna make me preach today. Like I told my kids, honey, yes, you're grown, but you have an investment into the home because you are my child. You get a kid, but your friends and their kids, they don't have an investment in my home. They just can walk in, go in the refrigerator and do what they want to do. You have an investment, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Do that.
Ownership.
But your friends can sit down and take a seat and you can serve them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a difference.
Right.
It's a fine line. So you can't give everybody the key to the prize that God gave you.
Right. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
So how important, let me ask you a question. How so many of us, right? We set out to be business owners, especially entrepreneurs, right? We set out to be business owners and to acquire something of self, right? But when it comes time to invest into ourselves, we hesitate, we tiptoe, and is it a lack of faith in what it is that we want to do, or could it be some of both, that we don't have all the business knowledge that we should have to understand that in order for us to get to the next level, we have to be willing to invest, and we have to be willing to sow seed into our dreams and the things that we want to accomplish.
I've always told people, you got to spend money to make money. And when you invest in your business, when you invest in yourself, you're going to get that back. And a lot of times we were not taught business as children.
Right.
Not me, not, my generation, because I'm close to the 5-0. So
I would never guess.
Never guess.
We was not, our parents struggled with businesses. Our parents, struggled, trying to make ends meet. They didn't know how to sit at the table and tell us about, opening up a bank account or savings account or, putting money, investing over here in the stock market and all this other stuff. My dad knew stock market, but one thing he didn't teach the girls, he wouldn't teach the girls about the stock. He only teaches his boys. So it left us, I guess in his mind, he thought that we will marry someone, a man that would take care of us and we didn't have to do that.
Right.
But he left a big major part out. What if we didn't?
Right. What if you did?
So a lot of times it's ignorance. We don't know. And a lot of times, we just don't know.
Right.
Will somebody be willing to undergird that person and teach them, even though they're older than them?
Right.
And show them a different way. Work smart and not hard. Because we done worked hard. We have an A+ in that category.
Right there.
At the same time, will we have someone to undergird us to work smarter instead of just struggling, working hard to the sweat of our brow?
That's it.
Right.
That's it. I used to have a teacher in I remember sixth grade. I had a teacher, and it's something I would take for me for the rest of my life. And he was a scuba diver. His other profession, he was a scuba diver, and he swam with sharks. And so I wanted to learn about scuba diving. Like I thought it was really cool. So he brought some gear in, and after school, I got permission to stay after school, and I would learn about the mouthpieces and the tapes, how to hook it up and all of that. And you know, at that time, I lived in Philadelphia, so a young city kid like me, I'd never seen no stuff like that other than, you know, on the Disney Channel, maybe. You know what I mean? Finding Nemo,
Right.
right? But anyway, he had this case, you know, so I'm excited, and I picked the case up, and I'm just walking the case in, and I dropped the one case, and then I picked the case up, I picked the next case up, I bring it in. So he said, stop. He said, son, stop. I said, yes, sir. He said, do me a favor, pick all those cases up and bring them back outside. Now in my head, I'm like, okay, sure, no problem. In my head, I'm like, man, these cases are heavy as I don't know what. So I picked the cases back up one by one, because that's all I could carry. I take them back outside. He said, no, okay, now bring them back in. Well, that games this dude playing, but I'm not.
You're right. You got me first though.
So I go to pick up the case again, the first case, and I go to take the step. He said, now stop.
Discipline.
He said, stop. He said, did you examine the case before you picked it up?
Come on now.
Did you look at what you was getting into before you got into it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? He said, you want to learn how to scuba dive, but did you look into the water before you dove into it?
Yes.
I said, no, you just asked me to bring the case in, sir. I brought the case in. He said, look at the bottom of the case.
Mm.
It was 2 black wheels on the bottom of the case.
Mm.
They blended in, you couldn't see them unless you examined the case.
Mm-hmm.
He said, tilt the case up and roll it in. He said, my point of telling you that is always work smart and not harder.
Yeah.
Why pick something up when it got wheels to be rolled?
Come on now.
So, these are the kind of life lessons that I've have the privilege and the honor to be able to acquire in my life to make me the person I am. But like you said, sometimes we make things harder for ourselves than it has to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're not willing to invest totally into ourselves. You know, and that's one thing I can attest. Ms. Lisa, she invests totally into herself. You know what I mean? And I appreciate everything that you just given just in the few moments you've been on.
I invest in young girls too. And the reason I invest in young girls is because I was a girl and they're little me's.
Right.
And I don't take that for granted.
That's it.
And so when they see me doing hair, they'll grab my mannequins. I let them go and play with them, but you can't bring the hair in the kitchen.
Right. Don't go in the kitchen.
You go in another room. At the same time, I let them know that, and I talk to them about, what do you want to be when you grow up? Who do you want to be? What are your idols? Who will you look up to? I asked them all kind of questions. They told me the other night, look, threw me for a loop. We want to have a talk, an intervention.
Intervention.
These little girls want to have an intervention. Let me give you the ages: 7, 8, 11, and 12.
Wow.
Wow. So I said, okay, when I get off work, we're going to have an intervention. We had one. This the second one they want to have. I said,
what they've been watching.
Right.
I don't know. One night we sat down, and because all the things that's going on in the world today with racism and coronavirus and just a lot of stuff going on. And so they saw me do a Facebook Live. After I got off from the Facebook Live, one of the girls said, no one never asked me that. I said, well, let's sit at the table. And I asked which one of them. I said, have any one of you all's parents sat down and asked you all how y'all feel about what y'all have heard on the news, what y'all have seen, experienced in life as little people?
Mm-hmm.
Only one of them said, well, kind of, sort of. And I said, okay, let's write about it. They said, but can we draw? You should see the drawing and the writing. I tell you, it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is.
It's phenomenal. What's in them will come out of them. They just need an opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
And I said that to say this. A lot of times, because we didn't get it when we were younger and we're getting it now, sometimes we just need the opportunity to step into something that's new, different, that would transform even our business, taking it to another level.
Right.
And so when we pour into kids now and teach them now about their culture, about their, religion, their race, and just different things that's going on in life today, because what they're going through right now, we didn't have to experience that at their age.
Right.
So this is new for them and it's new for us.
Right. It is.
So it's all in a conversation. Let's sit down and let's talk to our kids about what they feeling. Because when I had a client to sit in my chair and tell me her best friend shot herself, committed suicide 2 weeks ago because of she couldn't interact with her friends no more. And she started being at home. When it got the gun out of her parents' room while they in the sleep and pulled the trigger, and she's 14 years old. African-American Black girl in Mansfield, Texas.
You know what? That touched on when we spoke with the last caller, and we touched on something because we were asking, how fake do you have to be at work? And unfortunately, it's such a common thing that you have to be extremely fake at work.
Yeah.
Especially working for these companies, you can't be your true Black self. You can't express yourself. You have to put on this persona that nothing bothers you. You're bubbly every day. Every day is a great day. And what that led us to, the last caller, we touched on briefly about mental health.
Yes.
And how much mental health is underrated, is underdealt with in today's society, especially in our community.
Yes.
Mental health has such a stigma that it shows that if someone reaches out for mental health, they're weak. I don't know why that is, but
or they're crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
And it's sad. It's sad that we have created this atmosphere where so many people are afraid to ask and receive the mental health help that they need in order to overcome the issues that they have. You posed a big question, and I want after I go into this, I want us to start asking some of the questions we have on the script. That way we can keep the show integrity. But you said, I remember being asked the question, "What do I want to be growing up?" As the man I am today, I remember being asked that question, "What do you want to be growing up?" And my answer has always been, since a little kid, I wanted to be a football player. That's what I wanted to be. If you asked me when I wanted to be an NFL player. I got notes from when I was 6, 7 years old. I wrote that down. That's what I wanted to be. But I don't ever remember being asked, "Who do you want to be?"
Yeah.
And that's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big difference in the question. What do you want to be versus who do you want to be? I don't ever remember being asked, who do I want to be? And that's something to think about.
Because labels, and I think what makes that so powerful, especially as a young person, you're looking for labels, right? When you go in the school cafeteria, you see the jocks over here. In our school, all the Black kids are over here.
Yeah, that was our school, right?
The nerds over here. So even though the labels are constricting, there's certain comfort that a young person has with, okay, this is where I'm at. Right. This is my label. And I think even as an adult, we find comfort in just saying, okay, this is the box that I belong in. They accept me in this box, and this is me now. But sometimes we have to remember we weren't born in a box, and we can create our own box.
That's it, brother. That's it.
And as a young person, to be reminded of that early on, or to be challenged to think of it, think of that early on. That's so powerful.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is.
It's so amazing because so many people trying to fit in somewhere. They don't know where they fit.
That's
Right.
it.
They just don't. So they
Yeah.
try to fit in over here with this job. They try to fit in over here at this school. They try to fit in at home. They try to fit in the family.
Yeah.
And until
Yeah.
we expose the elephant in the room, you know, we got to dig deep and go to the root of a lot of things that's going on in our community, in our world. And, you know,
Yeah.
That's it.
And,
That's it.
and that mental health you were talking about, Tom. That's something me. Yeah, I was always thought, yeah, that's crazy talk. And I didn't really know what seeing someone meant. Oh, someone has a shrink. I would see that on TV. And so my wife was able to articulate in a way that just recently, over the last year or so, and articulate to me what exactly that meant. Where when you're seeing someone, I'm thinking, okay, they're just going to come in and solve your problems, and why do you have to keep seeing them? But I know for myself, there's maybe 2 people in this world that I really let everything out. I tell them everything, and I'm probably still holding back a little bit with those just 2 people. So I think it's super powerful to sit down at a chair, and I still haven't done this, but to just say everything that's on your mind or whatever's, that's a heavy amount of therapy.
You'd be surprised at the freedom that you feel when you're able to do that. You don't really understand how locked down you are, how bogged down you are, until you have an opportunity to be able to freely free yourself without worry of judgment, without worry of repercussion. It is definitely something we all should experience, and it's something that we should experience on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Because there are so many boxes in this world, especially what this show touches on in the workplace. There's so many boxes, and that you have to be in, that you have to check every day. And unfortunately, the very last box, if it's even there, is the box for you.
Yeah.
So, we spend every day of our life checking boxes for other people and other things, and we don't check the box for ourselves. We don't check the box to make sure we're good. If you've been on a plane, I fly a lot for work. I fly a lot. I'm always traveling, right? And even if you're traveling with kids, even if you're traveling next to your wife or your husband,
What they say?
they tell you, put your mask on first.
Come on, bro.
Before you decide to help anybody else.
Right.
Put your mask on first. So and that's heavy. There's two things in that flight that always catch my attention. One is put your mask on first, and even if you don't see the bag inflate, know that there's oxygen going through the bag.
Yeah.
That, to me, that's faith. Even if I don't see it moving up and down,
yes.
just breathe.
Yes.
Just breathe. And that's
you can't
ultimately
see faith.
Don't panic. The bag's not just breathe.
Yes.
And that's heavy to me. That to me, if I had any flight anxiety, that to me touches on the spiritual side of things for me. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Yeah.
It might don't have to look like it's working. It don't have to look like it's a good, but just walk through it and everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be okay. Scripture said the light unto my feet, right? It didn't say the light unto the room. It didn't say the light unto my path. It said just the light unto my feet, meaning that if I looked up and looked around, I wouldn't see anything. But just on my feet, I could see one step after the next step, after the next step, because that's what's important. Because if he showed you everything else that you were surrounded by, you would be distracted. Or if he showed you all of the evil that were around you, sometimes it would drive you crazy. So it's important that sometimes we just take it for one step at a time. one little bit at a time. You don't have to bite off more than you can chew. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know what I mean? You see, you know, his eyes was bigger than his eyes was bigger than his stomach.
Yeah.
So that's real. Do you have another question, bro?
Yeah, Miss Lisa. Can you take us back a little bit? Have you always had your own shop, or have you had some jobs, you know, just as an employee?
I worked at FedEx. I worked at a little bit of UPS, and I realized that was a man job. It wasn't for me picking up them boxes, you know. That was a man job. Look, I am a woman, and I love being a woman, and I know the difference. When I used to have to come home and I'm in the tub soaking and I'm scrubbing my legs and it hurts so bad, and my son knocked on the door and I'm in there crying, and he was like, "Mom, just quit the job."
Yeah,
I said,
man.
so much, and your feet big. So a lot of times you have to sacrifice. And I sacrificed for a little bit, but then I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Let me go on and get out here, because word of mouth is the best advertisement.
That's it.
And so I just start, you know, hey, I'll do your hair, you know, bring 2 customers, I'll do your hair for free. You bring 2 customers, I'll do your hair for free. And so they would go back to school, they would tell their parents they looking good, and they brought more people. So I let go of that other job. I didn't need it.
So you started with the kids?
I did.
Okay.
I started with high school students. I started with college students. I started with cheerleaders and dance teams and, you know, different things like that. I started with churches. I hate to say, but then was a little challenge for me. Because the Lord told them to come and get their hair done for free. And I said, well, why did he why he didn't tell me that? You know, you so deep in wonder, I think you should have communicated that with me and you. So, you know, it's been a rough experience with these religious people.
Oh man. I grew up Church of God in Christ, so I don't ask a lot of questions about how, mother, you got your hair done, but so I never heard that story, but man, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's true. My salon used to be beside a church.
Okay.
And it was different. I'll put it like that. It was really different. It was different. Lord have mercy. It was different.
So
now a lot of great churches did start off with the kids, though. I came up in Mount Airy Church of God in Christ in the Philadelphia area. Seats like 3,000 people.
Yeah,
that
man, that's
church,
a huge church.
Yeah. The bishop there, he has my phone number and everything. But that church started with just Sunday school for little kids.
Yeah.
It's huge.
If you pour and invest in your kids, if a church or, you know, a business don't have children connected to it, it's something wrong with it. Because that's a part of your legacy. Who you gonna leave it to? Some people have children, some people don't.
Right.
And so pour into other kids, whether they're yours or someone else, because the harvest time will be great.
You know what, man? Look, and this is not spiritual or anything like that, but it's just talking about how powerful it is to invest into your kids. You look at one of the world's most successful franchises, and that is McDonald's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? McDonald's marketing, 80% of their marketing is to kids.
Yeah.
That's
that
it.
Play place.
The
play place was everything.
The Happy Meals, you know, that's the toys and the Happy. That's, if they do that, they will never lose. They'll never lose. You know, they'll never lose. And unless someone comes up and kind of reinvents that wheel or dive into it again, they will never be able to top McDonald's, because McDonald's has the kids. The McDonald's has the kids. And that's what you're saying, you know, out of the mouth of babes comes the truth.
Yeah.
Because these kids are so they are the closest thing to purify that we know.
Yeah.
You know, when you're dealing with an adult, however old they are, that's how many years you're dealing with of corruption,
Baggage.
hurt, pain, baggage, you know, trauma. And these kids are the closest thing to pure that you come to. And even a lot of them still have hurt, pain, baggage, and trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But before you can, but if you have a good person that means well, have good intention, you can kind of stop that before it starts to get too deep.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
To pour into them, pour into them. We have to invest and pour into our children, because if we don't,
The
who
wrong
will?
person will. And
So,
it's just
so Miss Lisa, the title of the show is "How Fake Do You Have to Be at Work?" I think I understand it. I think I know the answer, but I want you to be able to say, if you can put a percentage on it, the amount of fakeness.
How fake do you have to be at work?
now are you
Yourself
asking her
personal.
the 9 to 5 or her
No,
I was just
career?
gonna ask her.
Oh, you still do have it.
No, like, are you talking about like in her history of 9 to 5, or you talking about what she does right now being a hairstylist?
Well, we can start with right now, and then if you want to comment on that past, you can do that.
Being an entrepreneur, what you see is what you get.
That's what I thought. I thought,
authentic.
yeah. So zero.
I'm very
You get to
authentic.
keep it real.
Yes.
Good.
And what you see is what you get. You're gonna love me or hate me. It's no in between with me. No gray areas. I'm not gonna fake it to make it.
Yeah.
Just to appease you.
Mm-hmm.
Who I am is who I am.
That's it.
Right.
So there's other, salons, barbershops, or whatever you can stop at and go to if you don't. I may not be your niche or your fit, and that's cool. At the end of the day, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna change for you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Now, do you think it's possible to have that same mindset as an employee?
It would be difficult for some, but every job I have worked, I have the same attitude. Hey, even on the interview, hey, what you see is what you get.
Good, yeah.
Because if I change for them, I'll be changing for the next person and the next person and next person. I don't have time for that. That's too much work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Now, a person that does not recognize their skills, that recognize the skills that some of the skills that they possess in order to do for self, do you think they would be a little bit more hesitant and not conforming to whatever work environment they're asking them of? Like, for instance, like you, okay? Like if you went to an interview, at the end of the day, God has blessed your hands to be able to do some amazing things, right?
Yeah.
And it sounded like you knew that from a very, very young age.
I did.
Right? Now, if you didn't know that, or if you were never blessed with the opportunity to get acquainted to that gift that you have with your hands, and you went to an interview, would you be a little bit more hesitant, or do you think the next person would be a little bit more hesitant to saying, hey, what you see is what you get, because they
of course
in a place of desperation?
Of course they would be hesitant, because it could be some insecurities there. They don't know what their ability is or their talent is. They're trying to still figure it out. So once you know who you are and what you possess and what you can bring to the table, hands down.
Okay.
Right.
Makes sense.
Right.
Makes sense.
Right. Well, Miss Lisa, I'm gonna let you have the last word. Anything? Definitely want to let you know. Please promote your business. Let people know where they can find you, how they can find you, and anything you want to give to the people right now.
Okay. Well, like I said, my business, the name of it is Hands of the Anointed Hair Salon. I'm in Arlington and the surrounding areas. I have clients coming from pretty much everywhere. And so I'm just a phone call away. You can reach me on Facebook, email. It's Hands of the Anointed 1 at Gmail. like I say, a lot of my clients are word of mouth. You know, I really appreciate how you invite me to this Zoom. You know, I love it. Let's keep doing it. Let's do it big.
I want you to be a repeat caller.
Let's blow the roof off the houses and the businesses. Let's take it to another level.
Yes, it. Yes, it.
Let this be a new beginning of new beginnings.
Yes. I'm excited. I'm excited on everything that we're able to accomplish, everything that we're going to accomplish.
Yeah.
This is huge. Elbow Grease is a platform so that we can begin to change the work environment so that people can have an outlet on their jobs. People are stressed out.
Yes.
They are stressed out. You know, even before the pandemic, going to work every day, dealing with people you don't live with, and they have to come home and deal with your own stuff. People are stressed out, and they don't have outlets. They don't have people to talk to.
No one to talk to.
Right. Let it all go. You know, and then you bring the pandemic in. And that creates a whole nother page of stressors. You know, and being life coaches and like we are, and counselors like we are, we understand that there's not enough of us out here with people.
Right.
It's just simply not enough.
Right.
And at some point we have to create platforms like Elbow Grease and other platforms that we're going to create in the future to start to spread ourselves out to get to the masses of people.
Yeah.
So they can have a platform, a place to come to, hey, I can hear Miss Lisa talk. I can hear Christine talk. I can hear people talking what they're going through and how they handle the situation. Okay, maybe I can try it like this, you know, or guess what? Next week I got to tune in because there might be something else for me, you know. So this is going to be huge. I'm excited.
It's so amazing, Ty, you said that, because one of my clients, she asked me if she can, you know, tell me something. And I was like, what? She said, you know what? And she's a nurse, been a nurse for almost 40 years. And she just told me this a couple of days ago. She said, Lisa, I wanted to throw in the towel because I kept seeing people die of COVID-19. And it took a toll on me when this young person, you know, passed away at Baylor. And I said, okay. And she said, whenever I think about you and I want to give up on life, what she said, erase it. She said, whenever I want to give up on life, I think about you. I said, what? She was like, yeah. She said, when I hear your story and I see how you're living, I'm still trying to fathom in my head, God, how much can this person bear?
Right.
How much can she endure? And when she said, girl, you my miracle, you don't realize how many lives you change, you transform, and you speak into. When people can hear your voice at night, or they can hear your voice before they commit a crime, or they hear your voice before they do something wrong or make a wrong or bad decision.
That's it.
And I said, wow. I said, you know, that's amazing. That means I'm doing something right.
That's it.
Yes. Yes.
And as long as I can continue to plant a seed and invest in someone else's harvest or someone else, I'm doing my job. I'm on the right track.
That's it, man.
One that I can pour into.
Just one.
Just one. I told God, I said, God, give me another step.
That's it.
Just another step. And so when you have another step where you can put that foot in front of another, boy, you good. Because a lot of people don't have feet to walk. A lot of people have feet they can't even move. But you have both. So take another step.
That's it. That's it. That's heavy.
So I'm proud of you guys. I am so proud of you guys. I'm telling you, my heart, look,
Hey.
I love y'all. I may not know you, sir, but I know
Hey,
your
I love you too. Love you too, sister. Yes. Yes.
I know your spirit. I love you. And hey, let's keep doing it. Let's move. Let's
Yeah.
rock. Let's roll. And if we got to dance in the rain, let's dance in the rain and rock. Let's do it good.
That's right.
I like to have fun now. I'm at this season in my life. Look, I want to have fun and enjoy life. I done went through enough hell.
That's it.
Now it's my
Right.
season of joy.
That's it.
Right.
Season.
Right.
That's
Right.
it.
Right.
Man,
Well, let your friends, let your clients know about elbow grease.
I
This
will.
episode's
A
gonna
couple
go right
of
on
them
there.
still sitting here now. They listening.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
you go to shop.
Yeah. Good.
So they listening.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay, y'all staying safe. Got your mask on. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Y'all in
we got
Texas.
the mask, the sanitizer. We got it here.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you, Miss
Really
Lisa.
appreciate it.
All
Thank
right.
you. And all
Take
the
care.
diamonds and the jewels you dropped. Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we'll have you on again.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Y'all be blessed.
All right, you too.
That was great.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Still there?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
still here, bro.
Yeah, man. That got me thinking, man. Maybe we need to do a collaboration, elbow grease, hair grease with Miss Lisa.
Yeah, man. That'd be heavy. That'd be heavy, bro. That would be heavy. Well, you know, man, we had a really good show today.
Yeah, for sure.
We really did. We had a great show. We had two great, amazing callers whom I really appreciate their level of vulnerability with us and being able to dive deep into their stories and in their life experiences on the workplace and off the workplace. And, you know, I think if we can keep this steam rolling and keep this thing going with callers like that and keep them around, you know, elbow grease can change so many different lives, man, and open up so many eyes and help people with some stress and some burdens and some pointers and tips in business and things of that.
Yeah, yeah. I love the slogan of this show. It just came to me today. Get it off your chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we had two callers that did that today. And I see we got some people already commenting, which is nice. But yeah, this was therapeutic even for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Therapeutic. And that's what it's all about, bro. That's what it's all about. So next time we'll be on.
Yeah, well, let's take the 4th of July. Let's all celebrate that, and then we can come back early next week.
Yeah, we can do next Wednesday. We can be back on next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let's pick this back up next Wednesday. So until next week, family, and everybody that has listened and everybody that's to tune in later and has tuned in at some point in time tonight. So next week, we appreciate you. We really do.
Absolutely. Like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos. The channel is called Young Revenue, but there's a playlist called Elbow Grease Live, and all the shows are right there. All right.
So until next time, guys.
Yeah, and I gotta meet that white man early in the morning.
Early in the morning, bro. Yeah. All right, brother.
All right, brother.